name is Sarah Stewart, and I'm the chair of VBS this year. We've had such a fun week with your kids, and we appreciate you guys sharing them with us. We've learned a lot about faith, boldness, kindness, and thankfulness through lessons in the Bible like Daniel Trusts God in the Lion's Den, Queen Esther, the Good Samaritan, and Jesus helping lepers. This year's program was centered around Ephesians 3:20. It's a long verse, so we didn't ask all of our kids to memorize it, but our kindergartners did. So, kindergartners, do you guys want to stand up and say it? Okay, ready? Glory, you guys do it. Say it loud. Great job, you guys. I'd like to take a quick minute to thank all of our volunteers who have helped in preparation and throughout this week. From the classroom shepherds, to the nursery workers, to Kim and her crew making snacks, Brian handling AV, the people who volunteered to prep arts and crafts and decorate, Katie Morgan who made the amazing rocket ship entrance. You guys have all been so amazing and such a huge part of the fun that we've had. On top of that though, I'd like to call attention to just a couple people who've devoted an extraordinary amount of time and effort. If you'll please stand when I call your name. Susan Murphy. Susan is the co-chair. Thank you so much for your willingness to jump in and learn, do whatever needed to be done, and have the best attitude through it all. You've truly been amazing, and I know you'll be an outstanding chair next year. And, not to mention, you knocked it out of the park with your robot voice. Our incredible music teacher, Gina Casey. Gina is so much fun, she's encouraging, and has worked tirelessly each day with these kids. So I think all of us have heard the Roar song a lot, but Gina is literally like over and over. So thank you, Gina. A.K. Hardiman and Ina Nathanis, who are our art chairs. Once again, they were incredibly thoughtful in creating arts and crafts that your children will hopefully hold on to for years to come, so thank you guys so much. And Stacy Pulliam, Assistant Director of Children's Ministries, she's back here. Stacy has been critical to the success of VBS the last 2 years. She not only plays a vital role through all of the planning and implementation, she exudes a loving, nurturing, and caring persona that is felt by volunteers and children alike. So thank you so much. Okay, our service project this week was the food pantry, which kids visited and learned about. We were blown away by your generosity. You guys donated almost 800 items of food to stock the pantry shelves, which will feed over 30 families for a week. So thank you guys, good job. And then in addition to that, we had the kindergartners have an additional service project of their own. They made birthday bags for our food pantry families' children. Many of these families cannot afford extra things, even like a birthday cake. So the bags, which they decorated so lovingly with happy birthday and other well wishes, contain a foil cake pan, all the cake ingredients minus an egg, a card that the parents can give to their children, candles, and themed plates and napkins. So children, just like we learned about the Good Samaritan, your small acts of kindness to these kids will go far beyond and bring them great joy. Okay, when I'm done here, you guys are going to sing your couple songs, but we also wanted to have the kindergartners have their own song, and since they're aging out of VBS this year, it's not from the VBS CD, which one of the children asked, "Is this real music?" To which we answered, yes, it's real music, but they worked really hard on that along with Gina. And then lastly, I just would like to say a personal thank you for allowing me to be the chair of VBS the last 2 years. It's been a true pleasure and a blessing, one much greater than I could have imagined. So, thank you.
Steve, and I'm one of the pastors here at IPC, and on behalf of the church, I want to thank you guys for another awesome year at VBS. Did anyone else have these songs stuck in their heads throughout the week? I was at a grocery store, I was in line at a grocery store, kind of doing what you do, staring at the tabloids, and wasn't thinking, hey, what's up? And I found myself just singing out loud, like even when the lion roared. And this woman in front of me, this elderly woman, was like, that sounds lovely here. And but that's what VBS does. It gives you these earworms that take you beyond this week, and these earworms that teach about the God of love and mercy. I was thinking a little bit about how fitting it is that VBS this year is on the same week as Pentecost. Because this Sunday we're going to celebrate the birthday of the church. And what happened that day on Pentecost for the very first time in the history of the world is an entire group of people took it upon themselves to preach not only to people that they know, but to people who are entirely different than them. And I think it's easy to speak to those who speak the same language, but the Spirit swept over those disciples and gave them the ability to speak in other languages and find ways to tell people how good life with God is to those who are different than them. And so today I kind of want to pause and give thanks for some of these people here who have taken that charge seriously. We've had the Holy Spirit fall upon them, who have been given this ability to talk to people wildly different than them, who see the world differently than they do, who speak an entirely different language, who see everything from the point of view from about 3 feet off the ground or closer, by whom I mean our kids. So today I want to pause and give thanks for you who have made it your business to figure out how to communicate with children in spite of this chaos. How to love them, how to preach to them, how to tell them how good and beautiful life with God is. Thank you to the parents and the grandparents and guardians. It's because of your love and your support that your children are here today. Thank you for entrusting them to us. Thank you to the VBS teachers and volunteers and nursery workers who show up here day after day, even when it's hard, even when they show up with tearful faces and bad attitudes, and that's just the parents. Even when you think that they're only there for the snacks, our VBS teachers show up to teach them about God's mighty deeds. In particular, a huge thanks to our chair and our co-chair. Where are they? There she is, Sarah Stewart and Susan Irby. Can you guys come up? I'd like to embarrass you even more. Can you guys come up? I think we got something for you. I say we, Stacy got it. Stacy and her volunteers, I can't imagine the amount of hours that they've spent here. We want to thank y'all. And I think it's important to pause and give thanks, because sharing the love of God with children can be such a thankless job. And you VBS workers, I am convinced there is a special crown waiting for you in heaven. Most likely it's made of cardboard, covered in pasty glitter and those little round shiny things that no matter how hard you try, they can't stay on. But seriously, you are truly special in God's eyes. Particularly for me, because you see, I was one of those kids that showed up at VBS. You never met me before because the only taste of church during the year for me was VBS. And you were my first impression of Jesus when you smiled at me and you took my hand and led me into the classroom. For those of you who are craft volunteers, I can remember you helping me make this decoupage key holder while talking about Jesus being the key of life. For those who taught Bible stories and lessons, I can remember trying to learn 1 Corinthians 13 so that I could earn that free watermelon sticker. For those who made snacks, I can remember the Oreo pudding dirt cups with the little gummy worms sticking out of them. And for all who greet children with welcoming smiles and warm hugs, I can remember the church being a joyful place, full of love and excitement. So dearest parents and VBS workers, thank you. Thank you for planting seeds and nurturing young lives. And we're going to continue to pray that those seeds will grow and produce fruit. And while you may never see it, trust that it will come. And while it took over about 20 years for that fruit to develop in me, and I can only hope that those sweet people who planted it will be rewarded by God someday. For those of you who are parents, like myself, who are in the midst of this summer, and like me, are trying to garner enough energy to finish this week, keep up the good work. This week, and your willingness to serve is changing eternity. It is worth every aching muscle, every tired fiber, every grumpy child. And that's why we do VBS. Because you never know how God will use you to change a child's life. Your presence, your smile, your love may be the first impression a child has of Jesus. And who knows, they may stand up one day and speak for the church because of it. And share the difference 1 week in a summer made in their lives. And finally, I want to thank you all, kids, folks. Thanks for sitting through this long speech. Without you, none of this week would have been worth it. You guys are so amazing, so smart, so much fun. And you are loved by so many people in this room and by the God who created you. You are each a beloved child of God, and I hope you don't ever forget it. I especially want to recognize some of our kids, our kindergartners, who this will be their very last VBS year. These kids have been our unspoken leaders this week, showing the younger ones how it's done, and teaching us older folks what the love of God looks like. And so, when I call your names, can you guys please come up? We've got a little certificate here that recognizes how far you've come and how much we appreciate you. Okay, here we go. Mary Martha Athanas. Spencer Brown. Sally Hughes. Alexa Brooklyn Lane. CJ Long. Virginia Maxey. Alice McDaniel. Ellie Ann McGuire. Reese Miles. Amelia Ann Murphy. Stuart Reed. Lawson Rowe. Matthew Walker. Mary Thorne Williams. Poppy Williams. And Molly Weichel. In closing, I'd like to pray for us real quick. Will you please bow your heads? Loving God, in your great love for us, you've given us all we need for life, all we need to praise you, all we need to serve our neighbors. Gathered here today as a family of your people, we thank you for all these gifts. We thank you for the opportunity to gather here together in the midst of the business of summer. Thank you for the memories shared here at VBS. Thank you for the dedicated teachers, leaders, and volunteers, for their energy, creativity, and patience, the laughter and the joy they've shared along the way. We thank you that our days together have led to new friendships, new activity, new insights, and a strengthened relationship with you. And especially we thank you for these children, for the songs that we've sung and the knowledge we've gained. Thank you for leading us and guiding us through it all. And now bless us, O God, as we seek to live out what we've learned and share your love. As you've gathered us in for Vacation Bible School, send us out beyond this place to show the world what we have come to know, that your grace and welcome and wonder are for all. We pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. And if the stars were made to worship so loud, I can see your heart in everything you made. Every burning star, a signal fire grace. If creation sings your praises so loud, chase down my heart through all of my failure. On the hill you created, the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion fingers disappear. Well, you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you so alive, I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part designed you to work apart. If you grab the choice and you're so alive, I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, child you got to save. If you gave your life to love so like you would again 100 billion times, the romance you could out to your tears eyes. The world never leaves the one behind.
You guys did such an amazing job. That is a really long song, and y'all did awesome. That concludes our presentation. You guys can escort your children back to their rooms and gather their things. Thank you guys again so much. Kiddos, thank you.